Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Oh my God, yes. The wonderful reminder that you get to choose, I get to choose, that we all get to choose what things mean. Remember, that's your greatest power. And what is that power? To choose your thoughts, to accept, reject ideas. And with that power, if you use it, you can lead your life into a trajectory that exceeds anything that you've ever dreamt of to date. It's so important for you to get that, to understand that, because you have within you this amazing ability to transform your outer world. But in order for you to do that, you must change how you're thinking. Remember, you don't become what you think about most of the time. You become how you're thinking most of the time. How you're thinking are the processes within your mind, what you believe to be true, the habits you have. When you change those, the outer world changes. You can look at it this way, and I've said this many times. Your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. Well, your inner world's a world of thought. And guess who gets to think whatever they want to think? You. And that's what we dive into here every day in these calls here in Mastermind from us here at Elevitality. This is what we use in our lives, and this is what we're wanting you to use in your life. Now, with that being said, what have we been studying? We've been studying the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. This here is incredible, but only if you use it. See, the information in this book is not power, it's static energy, it's passive energy. But when you give it life, in other words, when you make it dynamic, see, that's when it has power in your life, which is a big thing to really understand because unfortunately, the personal development world has conditioned us to collect information, collect, collect, collect. Well, I got news for you. If you're collecting information, all you're doing is collecting information. It's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. So you must apply it. You must use it. And that's what we're inviting you to do with everything that we share here. Now, also with that, make sure you have a goal card. And if you don't have one, just click on the link that we provide you so you can get one, or you can create one yourself using an index card. The point is to have one. But with that being said, my reminder to you is that we do not manifest what's written on the card. We don't manifest what's on the vision board. We don't manifest even affirmations. What we manifest is how we feel about these things. See, that's where the secret is. Just like when Neville Goddard shares, feeling is the secret. So with that, make sure that you are feeling, this and using it, because when you do, I got news for you. Your life is going to change. And with that being said, it will change in exact proportion to the changes that you made inside. All right, so let's go into where we are in this beautiful book, The Master Key System, and tap into some of what we read from the last session. Now I'm going to pull this up here. Now, the page that we're on is page 280. Now, here's the question, and this is 153. Upon what does success depend? Upon what does success depend? Well, it's upon spiritual power. Success depends on how you're thinking, not anything else, not anything outside of you. Success doesn't depend on whether or not this person does something for you or that person does something for you. No, it depends on what's happening in your mind. Now, this is a really important principle to get because we've been conditioned to think from the outside in. As a matter of fact, in school, we've been conditioned to think that knowledge is power when it's not. You know what the number one determining factor of how successful you will be in life is? It's your imagination. Really grab onto that. It's not what you know, it's not the information, it's what you're imagining to be true. And there's all kinds of proof about this everywhere. I mean, we've seen it where people don't have the degrees. They don't have the intellectual smarts. They don't have, this or that saying, oh my gosh, I know this and I've studied to do this, and yet they crush it. How do you explain that? And then you'll also see people who do have all these degrees, but then they're struggling to make it work. See, what's the difference? And you'll find that the difference lies in how the person thinks. So again, upon what does success depend? Upon spiritual power, on what's happening in your heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, in other words, in the physical, on the outside, as it is in your heaven. The kingdom of heaven is the kingdom of thought. Write that in your notes. The kingdom of heaven is the kingdom of thought. Now, upon what does this power depend? There it is. Application, baby. Upon use. Use determines its existence. If you don't use what we're sharing with you here, I got news for you. Your life is not going to change. You must apply this. When we say imagine great things for yourself, we literally mean imagine great things for yourself. When we say, for instance, hold it on the screen of your mind, we literally mean to do that, to use that information. So it's upon use. Use determines the power's existence. Now, how far or how may we take our fate out of the hands of chance? By consciously realizing the conditions which we desire to see manifested in our lives. By consciously seeing how we would love things to be, and then from there being loyal to that unseen reality. Now, again, really think about what I'm saying here. You have this goal. This is what you would love for your life. There's no way that this is going to become a material fact in your life if you first don't imagine it and then second, hold it on the screen of your mind. So you must consciously realize this and then from there think from it. Do not think of it. You must think from it. When you think of it, it's away from you. Well, guess what? Your subconscious mind is loyal to what you've made important. When you've made important that you want it, you're making important that you don't have it. You're in this life of I will be. Well, guess what? I will be is a confession that I am not. You must realize it. You must act as if. You must become one with this idea. You must live with it here and now in your imagination. And if you do that, what will start taking place is the change that you seek. You will begin to see outer reality taking shape upon the model of your imagination. Well, what then is the greatest or the great business of life? Well, it's thinking. You must think. Remember, we have 6 higher mental faculties: imagination, perception, reason, will, memory, intuition. If you want to dive into understanding more of those higher mental faculties, get these 2 gems. First, here, the subconscious code. The next one, there's no such thing as self-sabotage. Both of these are beautiful tools to help you to understand these higher mental faculties. With that being said, thinking is how you make the change in your life. The great business of life is thinking. Now, let's go further. Now, why is this so? Well, because thought is spiritual and therefore creative. Underline that if you haven't written it before, or underline it before, I should say. Underline that. Thought is spiritual and therefore creative. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are energy. Thoughts are the magnets that attract to us the very things that we think. See, it's how you're thinking most of the time that delivers the outcomes of your life. When you change how you're thinking, when you change what you believe to be true about yourself, the habits you have, guess what changes? Your results. See, this is so important for you to get. I mean, let's think in terms of courses out there. There's lots of courses out there that help you to deliver a specific outcome. Maybe it's how to be really great at marketing, or Maybe it's how to be really great at selling or whatever it may be, writing a book. I don't know what it is, but there's lots of information out there with the right information that will deliver the outcome you seek if you just follow the instructions. Yet, why is it that so few people deliver the outcomes from those courses? You know why? It's not because of the information being shared. It's because of how they're thinking. It's because they don't have a mindset to support the execution of the ideas. And this is really important for you to get. So again, why is this so? Because thought is spiritual and therefore creative. Now, before we proceed, if you're watching this live streamed on any of the social platforms, and if you'd like to dive deeper more into this, to watch the replays, then go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind, because we got another 20 minutes.